what we want to do is to, at this meeting, is to give people a chance to understand what it is to come together to back someone who will be in Parliament, who can speak for the artists. There are a myriad of opinions about whether we need such a person, whether the person is going to be effective or not, whether such a move is even legitimate. We don't know the answers to all those questions. But I think the fact that we are here today signifies that this is a moment which is important, a moment to be taken by us who see ourselves as part of the arts community. I think there is a need for a voice for the arts at the highest level of Singapore society. I think it has to be a voice which is clear, which is representative, but which obviously cannot represent everyone and everything. And the arts have no greater role to play in any society than to be of the life of that society. So whether we are visual artists or musicians or theatre practitioners or painters, whether we are involved as ceramicists or cloth makers, or we see ourselves as poets, it doesn't matter. Because we need a voice at the highest levels of society. And this meeting is generally a call for everyone who is interested to have a say as to who that person might be, what he or she might represent, how he or she may do his work or her work, and ultimately how we can further the cause of the arts in Singapore.
Hi, I'm Clarissa from Straits Times, but I'm here in my capacity as having, written about the arts for some time. What, in your view, do you think the NMP selection committee is looking for NMP candidates? Are they just looking for people who are leaders in their respective professional communities, or something else? Thanks.
I think we have to be, if I wanted to speak when Kam Hong is still here, Sasi, I think we should be careful not to turn this into, like you use the word, we should vote, because we are not, we can't turn this into a mini election. You know, I think we should do this by consensus. So we should have a discussion, there should be a flow, and some names should naturally surface, and then and maybe then a name would be suggested to NAC. So we also must be careful to not be seen as being a bunch of artists getting together to be a pressure group on the government.
I think that the NMP would have to be somebody who has a lot of experience in bringing together people and collectively represent them in an objective yet all-inclusive manner.
Do we want this person to go into Parliament and say the things that have not been said, that can't be said in the press? Is that what we want? I'd like for this person to be articulate, probably more articulate, much better than I am. I'd like for this person to also talk beyond just the arts, because I think that we exist in, you know, the arts is a community that also only works when it's alongside other communities. So I don't think that for us to also be I also don't think I want this person to be the angry artist, to stand up and constantly be shouting about censorship, even though that is something that we talk about a lot. I think like what Jean is saying, that somebody who actually understands that governments speak, but also is they're able to market your ideas across in a way that doesn't make us look offensive, ungrateful, antagonistic.
What is important to remember is whoever that person is not the same kind of representative as a constituency representative. We just don't have the mechanism for those things. you will be, at the end of the day, your own representative. I think this is something we all have to remember. We cannot claim to represent the way the elected representatives from the, through party politics. So I don't think you need to be exercised so much about what exactly you're going to say. And as you pointed out, Paul, it may actually evolve through a process. But what this sort of meeting helps us is to at least address some of the obvious issues, and we may need many more town hall meetings for whichever nominated member of parliament who's supposedly going to represent.
My name is Martin C. I made a film. I was being investigated by the police. And the reason why I'm here, and when Tan Hao asked me and all of you whether we need representation in parliament, I gladly raised my hand. Now I want to pose the question back to every single one of you. What exactly are your grievances that you are here, that you want your views to be heard in parliament? As far as I know, many of you do get funding from the state. Many of you don't really have much of a problem with censorship. I don't know what are your views on other issues of the country, like human rights and bread and butter issues. So I want to pose the question back to you. I have a genuine grievance that I want my NMP from the arts to bring up in Parliament. But what are your grievances, people from theatre, people from the arts?
I'm Richard Chua. I support Arun's view. At the end of the day, the NMP is going to be on his or her own, in that sense, whether he or she would want to represent a certain group, topic, or anything that he or she want to talk about in the parliament. But again, I feel that but we need that person there as the vehicle, as the avenue to send this message to the parliament. And I also believe that all of us here, we are a collective of people with a wealth of resources. And all of us will, in one way or another, for me at least, I will support by providing what I have and what I know to this person.
I want to reiterate Arun's point also that, the NMP is not like an elected constituency representative. I think we should think very seriously also about how each of us is going to look on this NMP and really, understand that that person cannot please every one of us, cannot possibly speak for every single one of us. We're so diverse.
I guess there are grievances and there are grievances. But I think the difference is that how hungry are we?
But I came here because I've had, like I said earlier, I've had a lot of people email me, SMS me to tell me that I really should come here tonight. I came here not certain, but I'm now very certain I want to be part of this. Because I think, not for any other reason, but one, we clearly have a lot to say. That's one. And two, I'll be the first to say that I will not know, and I do not know how to do this. I will not know, but I will learn. And I will learn very, very hard because I'm so friggin' proud. I want to do well or as best as I can because there are people who have put me up there who say, you can do it. And I'll be nothing if not for these people.